Breaking news tonight. The head of the Los Angeles Police Department has just announced his police department will not enforce Trump immigration policies or enforce immigration law. Chief Charlie Beck says he has no plans to help the Trump administration deport illegal immigrants. The announcement comes just hours after Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel said Chicago will remain a sanctuary city. A city, by the way, a sanctuary city, call it what you will, that is on track for a record number of shooting deaths in that city. It's an extraordinary leadership on the part of two left-wing led major cities, the second and third largest in the country. Joining me now, former Lieutenant Governor of New York Post columnist, senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research, Betsy McCoy. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Let's start with reaction to Chief Charlie Beck. I mean, this is outrageous.
And the public all across the country should be outraged because Donald Trump made the election, to some extent, a referendum on this very issue: illegal immigration, sanctuary cities, and the threat to our safety. The death of Kate Steinle, for example, murdered in San Francisco by an illegal immigrant.
Donald Trump brought to national attention.
That's right.
And used it as an absolute avatar for what is the outrage of the country's response, and particularly this president's response to illegal immigration.
That's right. And so President-elect Trump, I know, will do whatever he can to push back on this, whether it be denying federal funds to these cities that refuse to abide by the rule of law. I don't know, and we'll have to see what he can do with or without Congress. I'm not going to get ahead of the president-elect on this issue, but I can tell you that he will take it very seriously.
Yeah, and the Congress seems to have, it's going to be I had a few words to say about one of my favorite swamp dwellers, and that is Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House. And the fact is, he's sending mixed messages here before the president president-elect takes office.
That's right. And it may be to his own peril. Let's see how he does on his
re-election. Well, he's never done
Speaker.
anything. He's never accomplished anything, and he's managed to make it through, we're approaching 18 years in the House without any achievement.
Well, the people have sent a message that the old Republican establishment, which failed to listen to them on economic issues, on immigration, on terrorism, has to change.
Yeah, it has to. And one of the first changes the president-elect has promised will be the repeal and replacement, and those will be contemporaneous, simultaneous, he says, of Obamacare.
That's right.
And we're looking at premiums for people, as he has pointed out over the course of the campaign, that the system, the Obamacare health care program is imploding. It's everything the Republican Party warned about in 2009 is taking place.
And you hear the left cry, well, 20 million more people are covered, but 10 times that many people, Lou, are suffering because of Obamacare. 155 million people who have seen their deductibles and their on-the-job coverage up 49%. People who have seen their hours on the job pushed down below 30. Other people can't get a job. The New York Fed just came out with a report that 17% of service companies and 23% of manufacturers in that state have put a lid on hiring because of the employer mandate.
And this is tearing up small business and keeping insurance for 26 and under, keeping them on children under those. Okay, young adults under that age, still on their parents' policies and pre-existing conditions. He says he's
That's right.
They will do it.
They will do in a much less expensive way. Let me explain. They're going to cover pre-existing conditions with risk pools. It will not drive up the premiums and deductibles the way Obamacare does by forcing healthy people to pay those high prices to cover the sick.
It's going to be fascinating, and I know you will, I hope you will, be with us here as we go through this in the weeks and months ahead.
I know it's going to be an enormous improvement. Lower premiums, lower deductibles, more flexibility to improve Medicaid.
And Betsy McCoy is going to explain it all.